I think there's some amount of processes that there are different people in different offices. In some offices, we've got 11 offices now, with the smallest one being really a towhead in Beijing. Some of the offices have lots of partners. Some of the offices have only one. The culture is just inherently different in those types of, if they're more senior people and less senior people. To try to keep it as cohesive as possible. We have structures. We probably have more than we used to. One thing that we do is all of the compensation for the entire firm is done by the partners across the firm. So, from the most entry level up through the near partners, all of the partners agree to that together. So there has to be some consensus about values and what's important and who's progressing and what metrics we're even evaluating on that come from that. But I do think the offices are somewhat different. I think it's clear to everybody that this issue of creating partners is kind of the most important thing that we think you can do. We have a group that looks at analysts all across the firm. We have a group that looks at associates all across the firm. So we painfully and slowly is how we do it. We spend a lot of time on it together, and in some sense the process of those discussions involves all the partners agreeing this is what we think. This is what we think is the right return and the right path and the right level for this person in Dallas doing this, and it seems comparable to this person in LA. We spend a lot of time talking. There really isn't another way. If the people in New York are too busy and the people in Boston are not busy enough, the people in Boston should be working with people in New York. And there's an enormous amount of that goes on. They're really, it's a huge benefit to the firm. I mean, it's, for somebody like you who works with us, Ted, you can have huge case teams from many offices and then at other periods of time less. It's just sort of, we can do that as the demand shifts, because the people are not restricted to offices or to particular, lines of business. Yeah. One of the things actually that sort of stepping back has worked really well. How have we sort of maintained the culture as the firm has gotten so unbelievably much larger, has been pushing management roles down. So, I manage vice presidents manage associates manage analysts, and that sort of empowering of groups of people lower down in the organization, I think, has been a really big thing in just sort of keeping the culture getting transmitted down. But so we have a lot of people involved in it. I know we look a lot past the CV. We really want to look for people who are going to enjoy a collaborative environment. It's not for everybody.